So Donald Trump has announced a couple more picks today for his team, and unfortunately, it looks like Lina Khan over at the FTC is now out. I've talked about her several times on the channel. She's the chair of the FTC, and to be really frank, she's the kind of people you want in government. She's smart enough, she's savvy enough to work for any private company and would make oodles of cash, right? I mean, you can make a lot more in the private sector than working for government, but not necessarily everyone is in it always for the profits. She was over at the FTC trying to protect the little person, right? Trying to protect the consumer, the average American citizen, and that's the kind of people you want in government. Unfortunately, this ruffles the lot of feathers of we'll call it the big wigs or the oligarchs, however you want to say it. And it's been rumored for a long time that Trump would replace her, and now it looks like it's officially here. I'll go through a couple of the headlines and I'll share some more thoughts. Headline: Trump picks Andrew Ferguson to lead federal Trade Commission. So that's the new pick to replace Lina Khan over the FTC. That's a Federal Trade Commission. And you also have this headline: Trump says he'll name Andrew Ferguson head of FTC and Kimberly Guilfoyle as ambassador to Greece. Kimberly's an odd one. You may not know who she is. She was actually married to the governor of California, Gavin Newsom, and then she married another person. I think it was like a fashion person, CEO. And then she was dating Donald Trump's son, Donnie Jr. She's an odd one. She was also a host over at Fox News and now ambassador to Greece. I don't think she speaks Greek. You can ask her. I just checked quickly. Maybe she does. I don't think so, though. But this is not unusual for Trump. Ambassador spots are often political picks. Did you donate to the campaign? Did you do anything special for the campaign? Do I dislike you, right? And you send them off to go be ambassador. And you could argue that Greece is one of the more attractive picks. Oftentimes, basically what it is, you're an ambassador to a country, and you pick your favorite country you like to live at, for a couple of years and hang out in the in the embassy and get some cool parties and meet lots of cool people in another country. And I would pretty frank, it's a cool job. That's why people want it. They donate a bunch of money to get that. Usually it's like $1 million or $2 million to buy an ambassador spot. So oftentimes, like I said, it's a political position, and I'm not surprised by this. Regarding the Ferguson pick, which is over FTC. So the good news is, I don't think he's unqualified. Generally speaking, many of Trump picks are unqualified. He's already at the FTC now, so we know he has experience there. He's going to be more like right-leaning, right? So Trump basically is like, hey, I'm picking him because he's going to protect, quote, free speech for conservatives on social media. That's a big thing to Trump, and the Ferguson guy has already kind of expressed interest in doing that. This is a statement from Trump here. He says, Andrew has a proven record of standing up to big tech censorship and protecting freedom of speech in our great country. Trump also says Andrew will be the most America first and pro-innovation FTC in our country's history. And Mr. Ferguson replied, at the FTC, we will end big tech's vendetta against competition and free speech. We will make sure that America is the world's technological leader and the best place for innovators to bring new ideas to life. Here's the thing. So from the Republican point of view, and I just want to give you their point of view, is they're like, yo, we need government that is friendly to business, make sure it's, America's open for business, make sure businesses can do whatever they want, and make sure they can get profits, right? So you try to make a business-friendly environment. Now, obviously, it just depends which direction you want to go. But I'll say, obviously, Wall Street wants big companies, especially ones that are publicly traded, to make as much money as humanly possible, and therefore all of our stocks go up, right? So there's that. And I'm not against stocks going up, right? So if you have stocks, sure, you want them to go up. The issue is, in my particular opinion, is that everything needs to be balanced. And not just in USA, but many countries around the world. I think many companies are, frankly, just too powerful. Too much monopolies going on, too much control over our lives. And it's kind of funny, we would align, I guess, with the Trumpers and stuff like that, because they say, see, big tech shouldn't censor us. We should be able to, post whatever nonsense that we want on social media. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Ideologically, you could argue that we're the same, but I I always fight back on that because I think we have different definitions of freedom of speech. For me, freedom to, put out a bunch of fake memes about fake, or fake things that people have said, basically fake news. I don't consider that freedom of speech. I don't consider false advertising freedom of speech. There's a lot of things out there. I don't consider threatening someone to be freedom of speech, right? And it's not just me in my opinion. It's legally speaking. Depends how you want to enforce things. Lina Khan over at FTC has been doing some great work, essentially anti-monopoly type of stuff. And I'll just give you some examples. I always do the same ones. What do you think, as an average consumer, what do you think about Ticketmaster and, the process of buying concert tickets or event tickets, sport tickets, or whatever? Do you like the idea of one company having a monopoly on the full industry? This is a simple question, right? What do you think about, say, cable companies or internet companies, essentially being monopoly and being able to charge whatever they want? What do you think about grocery stores? Say if Kroger wants to buy Albertsons and just, only have one choice to buy groceries. What do you think about that? What do you think about if you sign up for, a subscription service, be it Adobe, Netflix, or whatever, just, for example, and they or Amazon, another good one example, and to make it, really easy to sign up, but then like really really difficult to cancel, and you may not even be able to find the choice in the menu. You're like, okay, where is it? Where's cancel? And then you have to, like, wait half an hour, and then there's some sort of fee, or whatever. What about your gym memberships? What do you think about, struggling to cancel there? And there could be a fee with the gym membership as well. Any number of things that affect, your life as a consumer. In my opinion, government should be out there to regulate things, make sure things are fair to you. What if a bank charges you crazy fees? Say, you withdraw at the ATM, maybe overdraft, something like that, and they charge you, whatever, $25, or any number of fees. And yeah, actually, this is a really good one, because this will happen sometimes in USA. Let's say you don't use your account for a year or 2 years or whatever, like a bank account, and you forgot you even had the thing, and maybe you don't even have any money in it, or whatever. And a bank will then charge you a dormant fee. It could be, $5-10 a month, just to keep charging you fees every month, right? Do you think that's a fair fee? Any number of things, and I just gave you some stuff off the top of my head. There's a lot to, talk about with the practices that companies do, essentially to take advantage of consumers. You guys know my feeling on this stuff, and I'm just telling you these things. Like, people who don't care about these things, they'd be like, well, Chris, I mean, companies should be able to charge people whatever they want, and companies should be able to price gouge whenever they want, and companies should be able to charge you crazy fees, and you can't get out of it whatever you want. I don't know how many consumers are gonna say that, right? I don't know. And essentially, I'm just kind of describing the things that Lina Khan over the FTC would go after. Now, obviously, to the big companies, they're not going to like that kind of stuff. They want to be able to do whatever they want. And I understand the concept the Republicans want to push forward. Hey, we want to be business friendly. It creates more jobs, et cetera, right? These kind of things. Trump just made an announcement before where if you donate, well, okay, we'll give or put aside. Where do you want to use? If you have $1 billion, basically, that's the number that he put forward. If you have $1 billion and you want to invest in America, and Trump will define that however he wants. We're going to remove all regulations, especially those environmental ones. Man, I hate those environments. And you can do whatever you want. So these are the kind of things that, yes, I understand that Republicans are going to claim business friendly, but I think you want to balance on this stuff. And to be fair, if you want to make the case that we need monopolies, because the case that they'll make, and I'll be fair with you guys, the case that, say, like a Kroger would make, that if we have a monopoly, we can integrate things more fully, and we're able to, get products out to you in a more, better way. If we have to, compete all the time, and we have to keep, our prices low, and there's too much competition, and we have thin margins, then it makes it hard for us to do business. So that would be the arguments to make, and I'm sure there's other arguments that they would make. But I think that, just honestly, the pendulum has gone so far to the company side and away from the consumer. And just as a regular consumer, not speaking from investor side, because there's two different parts of this game, right? Like I said, I think protecting consumers is of grave importance. So that's my opinion on this stuff. And Ferguson is, Trump's first and foremost, I'll say, is concerned about the social media thing and making sure Musk camps and stuff like that can put out as much fake news as humanly possible, and make sure FTC is part of that. And whether or not they will roll back some of the things that Lina Khan has put in, that's been some of the talk. We'll see. And they'll that's what you voted for with the Trump stuff. They're all about deregulation and, like I said, making it more friendly to business. But I'll let you guys be the judge of where you disagree with Lina Khan or not. But like I said, I think having a government that's pro-consumer is not crazy, but I understand there is a parties out there that want more pro-business, and like I said, there should be a balance between the two. But I think the pendulum is so skewed to pro-business, or business friendly, everyone want to say it, that we really need someone fighting for the little person. And the reason why they don't is because working government doesn't actually pay that much. Although, to be fair, if you are Donald Trump and part of Donald Trump's team, working government can pay quite a lot if you're willing to skirt the rules, take bribes, and don't worry about any sort of ethics. So that's my thoughts on this stuff. It's a shame that Lina Khan is out, and I'd like to hear your thoughts, and I'll catch you in the next video.